If you are dealing with a high conflict person, you know this moment. It usually happens in the kitchen or over a text message late at night. You finally get the courage to say, "That hurt me." And they don't soften. They don't reflect. Instead, they turn it into a trial. They cross-examine you. They twist your words. If you have ever been told you are too sensitive right after being pushed to the edge, this video is for you. Because researchers suggest you are making a fundamental error. You are walking into these conversations thinking it is a conflict between two partners, but it is not. It is what experts term an asymmetrical conflict. You are playing a game of connection. They are playing a game of control. And the moment you realize that, your entire strategy changes. Most empathetic people try to solve this with more explanation, more logic, more love. You think you are bringing clarity, but to them, you are bringing fuel. So today, we are going to build a new operating system based on behavioral psychology. The foundation of this system is just two words: detachment and strategy. Detachment means I stop feeding this with my emotional energy. Strategy means I stop improvising. I use a system. Let's look at the first tool. The first thing you need to know is that toxic personalities run on supply. Your anger, your tears, your long text messages, that is all supply. Think of it like Pavlov's dog. They poke you, you react, and they get a reward. It reinforces the cycle. It confirms they have control over you. To stop it, you need to use the gray rock method. This concept was first coined by the blogger Skylar to describe a technique of total emotional disengagement. It is based on the behavioral principle of extinction. If you stop rewarding a behavior, it eventually fades away. The idea is simple. You become as boring and uninteresting as a rock. You are cutting off their dopamine loop. Without your emotional reaction, the interaction gives them no chemical reward. Here's what that sounds like in real life. They say, "You're so dramatic." You say, "Okay." They say, "Everyone agrees you're unstable." You say, "I hear you." They demand, "Explain yourself right now." You say, "I am not discussing that." You are not trying to win the conversation. You are trying to starve it of oxygen. But I have to give you a critical warning. When you start doing this, they will not stop immediately. They will get worse. Clinicians refer to this as an extinction burst. Think of a vending machine. If you press the button and no soda comes out, you don't just walk away. You press it harder. You shake the machine. When you go gray rock, they will shake the machine. They will escalate to try and get a reaction. You must hold the line. If you react now, you teach them that they just need to shake you harder. Now, gray rock isn't always practical. If you have to co-parent or work with them, being too cold can make you look difficult. That is where yellow rock comes in. This is a modification developed by Tina Swithin, specifically for high conflict legal situations. Yellow rock is basically gray rock, but with a layer of polite social camouflage. You respond to the logistics, but you strip out the emotion. If they email you saying, "You are selfish and you never cared about the team," your yellow rock reply is, "Hi, thanks for the email. The project deadline is Tuesday at 3 p.m. Please confirm you have the files. Best regards." You don't respond to the insult. You respond to the facts. The strategic value here is all about the outsiders. Manipulators love to take your silence and show it to a boss, a judge, or a mutual friend to prove that you are the uncooperative one. Yellow rock kills that narrative. On paper, you look professional, kind, and reasonable. But energetically, you are giving them absolutely nothing. But what if you can't leave? What if they are your parents? In those cases, gray rock can feel too harsh for your own heart. So we use compassionate detachment. When you are around them, I want you to visualize a glass wall between you. You can see them, you can hear them, but their emotional energy hits the glass and slides down. It cannot penetrate your system. And here, is the cognitive hack. Change your internal question. Instead of asking, why are they doing this to me? Ask, what must it feel like to be trapped inside a mind that needs this much control? This shifts your brain from the default mode network, which takes things personally, to the task positive network, which is analytical. But be careful, especially for my super sensors. This observation is not an invitation to save them. The glass wall isn't just to stop their attacks. It is to stop your savior reflex. It reminds you that you are looking at a system with broken circuitry. You cannot love a machine into having a soul, and you cannot fix a hardware problem with your empathy. The wall keeps you safe, but it also keeps you realistic. Now let's talk about the trap that catches almost every empathetic person. It is called JADE, justify, argue, defend, explain. When someone misreads you, your instinct is to clarify. But with a high conflict person, explanations are not clarity. They are ammunition. So we are going to install a firewall. From today on, you never justify, argue, defend, or explain. Because the moment you say, but I didn't mean to hurt you, I was just tired because I worked a double shift, you have lost. You just handed them two new things to attack: your intentions and your work schedule. Instead, you use a protocol developed by Bill Eddy of the High Conflict Institute called BIFF. Brief, informative, friendly, firm. Let's look at a real example. They text, I can't believe you did that. You are disgusting. A BIFF response looks like this. Hi, I am not discussing this over text. If you have a logistical question about the schedule, let me know. Thanks. It is brief. It is informative regarding your boundary. It is friendly because it uses hi and thanks. And it is firm because it closes the door on the drama. It leaves no hooks for them to grab onto. It forces the conversation to either become productive or to die. Finally, we need to protect your reality. The most dangerous weapon of these personalities is gaslighting. They will rewrite history until you doubt your own sanity. So you need an external anchor for your memory. You need to become a documentarian. After every interaction, take 60 seconds and write a factual log. Not a diary of feelings, but a log of facts. The date, the time, exactly what was said. So when they tell you, I never said that, you don't look at your memory. You look at your log. And for my super sensors out there, you have one more tool: somatic validation. Gaslighting works because their words sound convincing. They might be saying, I love you, or I'm just trying to help, but your body knows the truth. If their voice is sweet, but your chest is tight, your stomach is turning, or you feel a sudden drop of exhaustion, trust the body. Your nervous system is detecting the predatory intent hidden under the nice words. When there is a mismatch between what you hear and what you feel, always prioritize what you feel. Dealing with a high conflict person is not about winning the argument. You will never win the argument. It is about reclaiming the space in your head that they have occupied for too long. The goal is detachment. When you use gray rock, you detach from their need for supply. When you use BIFF, you detach from their chaotic communication. And when you document, you detach from their distorted reality. And slowly, you will realize you have freed yourself from the trap. You will start to see yourself clearly again. But I know that understanding this intellectually is easy. Doing it under pressure is hard. That is why I have created a free PDF called the Defense Protocol. Inside, I've included a scripting template based on the cognitive science of implementation intentions. It is a simple fill-in-the-blank exercise. If they do X, I will say Y. I encourage you to download it, print it, and actually write out your plan with a pen. Science shows that mental rehearsal reduces the stress response. By writing it down, you are programming your brain to handle the conflict before it even happens. Make the decision now. so you don't have to think when the fight starts. You can download it for free using the link in the description. I really hope this video brought you even a small amount of relief. If you have a story to share or a topic you want me to cover, feel free to leave it in the comments. Just being able to articulate your experience is a massive step forward. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.